Yes.
Oh.
Well, we got to redo that. It wasn't all three of us at the same time.
Yeah, there's no countdown. I just kind of did it. Yeah.
You're supposed to feel the energy of when I'm going to clap. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, everyone.
Or don't.
Hello.
I guess not.
Yep.
In the last episode, we did say we were either going to do another feature or a guest. And if you can't tell already, we're doing another feature episode. So let's get started, huh?
Yep. There's nobody
I'm
else
kidding.
here.
We
It's
have a
just
guest. We have a guest.
I am the feature, okay?
Oh. It's incredible.
This is
We
my
turned a few
cameo.
words into a human being. Amazing.
Yes.
This is Joely, everyone. Joely, say hi.
Hey.
She's down there.
I'm
She's
I'm
down
Joely.
here?
Yeah, she's down. Well, to your left. To your left
Yeah,
more.
point the right way,
Yeah,
God.
this, she's, yeah,
Yeah,
good
oh.
enough.
Okay, cool.
Okay, that works.
Well,
Yeah.
Hello.
and I've been told, actually, I told her that she'd be sharing something with us today. Is that correct?
Yep.
You did remember that?
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Was it like a command or was it more polite? Are you okay?
No, he tells me what to do all the time. He's really mean.
This sounds like Braydan.
I'm blinking twice. I'm in danger.
All right, I'm on my way. I'll go find a loaded gun somewhere. I don't.
Oh, jeez.
It's Georgia. It's not that hard.
No, it'll take one swift push and he'll be done.
That's true. I actually have done that.
Exactly.
This was a mistake. This was a mistake. They're teaming up on me. Guys,
Well,
to you being ganged up
they're
on.
teaming up on me.
Psychology says the best way to like quickly bond with somebody is to make fun of the person that they both know, and that's
Exactly.
yeah. So
You know who said that? A little bitch said that, I bet. A little bitch said that.
actually, I think it was off of a college humor sketch I saw one time.
Yeah.
Greatest scientific
you're
minds of
kind
our
of
kind, yeah.
yeah.
What's the difference, you know?
Yeah.
There is no difference.
They definitely went to college, so I mean, I can't knock them
Who
for
does
that.
that?
My God, I did.
All right,
Student loans don't exist.
Yeah.
Joely, why don't you tell us a
Mhm.
little bit about what you have to share with us today?
Okay. Can I first do a fit check just for my shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
If yeah.
It's the Hungry Caterpillar.
My childhood.
And it says
Oh my
all-
God.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Yes,
Exactly.
dude. Oh,
That's
this
what
is
I'm
great.
saying.
This is gonna be a good episode.
Amazing.
I
can
bought
already
it at
tell.
Target.
You bought it at Target.
Yes.
Well, I need to go to Target then.
Anyway,
Yeah, I didn't know.
so I just
I
had
didn't
to do the fit check.
Yeah.
My drip is impeccable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no one's denying that.
I'm very inviting with my I hate
Anyway.
people shirt.
I just have generic white shirt.
But yes, tell us
A
about it.
generic
Clearly-
white shirt suits you.
I missed the. You know what? I'm gonna take it. Joely,
Yeah.
go ahead. Tell
Shut
us
up and
about
listen. Okay.
it. I'm listening.
Okay. So I'm really bad at explaining things. It's
We're
this
really bad at
reporter,
listening.
Elaine. She's trying to get her big break.
Hmm.
And she chose it. She, you know what I mean. She chooses to interview some patients at an institute for the criminally insane, and it's a
Right.
very psychological piece that I'm doing.
So this is, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the prologue or the first chapter of what you
Yeah.
hope to be a novel. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Awesome.
I am not a writer by trade, so
But a right,
Is it more like a
Hold on.
hobby kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like a passion. Those are the
Pretty
best
much.
kind of writers, Braydan, am I right?
exactly. Editor Cole, go ahead and zoom in on me. I'm gonna spit some game real quick.
For God's
Folks
sake.
Oh, I'm so listening.
Folks at home, you don't have to make money doing a thing to be good at it. Writing for a hobby is probably one of the best things that you can do with your time. Creating new worlds, creating stories, writing from the soul. You should all give it a try. And don't knock people like our friend Joely here, because she's just a bit as good as all of us at writing. Alright, push out. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
That brought a tear to my eye. Thank you, Braydan.
Yeah,
That's
well,
good.
it
Just
brings a tear to mine. It'll bring some more when I listen back to it, probably.
you make yourself
Me
emotional.
every time I see a text.
Oh. Well, Joely,
Anyway,
if you're able to share your screen, or if you need to send it to us, so that we can all...
yeah, I
See.
could probably just share the screen.
Yes.
How do we?
That is
One
what I
moment.
Do we like
How do we
table read
what?
it? Like, do we like like? I know it's a novel,
Yeah.
so we like cast.
We're gonna popcorn read it.
Yes, popcorn read, please.
Oh my God! What
Let's
a
go back.
throwback.
Let's take a.
Oh,
Let's go
there's
back
no
in the time
way.
machine to elementary school.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
But you have to read it in like the worst cadence possible.
Oh, okay. Really try to throw the audience off our scent.
I gotta find my audio
Okay,
book
not
voice.
to be old, but how do I share my screen? Where's the button?
You.
I found it.
Okay. Yep. There you go.
Oh, instantly. I mean, she's a pro. She's a natural, guys.
Yeah.
How do I get
Hey,
it?
we got it.
There we go. Is it there?
It is there.
Yeah, we got it.
Awesome. So are we popcorn reading?
Yes.
However you.
Yes,
read
we
it.
are.
Awesome. Okay, I assume I'm going first.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Gotta get in the zone. Elaine gripped the steering wheel just a bit tighter as she rolled to a stop at the red light, hands sweating. Just a few more miles before she reached her destination. The weather was particularly nice today, not a cloud in the sky. A stark difference in moods for the work she was about to do. Her papers sat in an almost perfect stack in the passenger seat, taunting her, making her dread worse. Elaine couldn't avoid her forever, she knew that, but she liked to think she could. Maybe it would all go away one day. Maybe she would go away. Braydan, your turn.
Okay. Elaine licked her suddenly very dry lips as she pulled into the parking lot of the bleak building. It was worse than she remembered. There were vines crawling up the walls, choking out the window and any light that would have entered them. There were cracks in the foundation of the building on all sides, making the building look even more unattractive. Obviously, the years have not been kind. Has it really been years since I visited? She thought. That made her grimace, knowing she was horrible. Elaine was nowhere near religious, but if she was, she would say this place was actual hell. She got out of the car and went to the passenger side, grabbing her bag and putting her papers inside. Her eyes lingered on the handheld recorder and notebooks. Did she really want to do this? Maybe she should just go back to the office and report on cats getting stuck in trees, or a kind citizen directing traffic or something. Anything else, really. With a sigh, she clutched her bag, locked her car, straightened out her gray pantsuit, and started making her way to the front entrance, the industrial-looking sign, flaunting the possible demise of her career. Black Creek
1
Institution
moment.
for the criminally insane.
That's exactly how I wanted you to read it.
Yes.
Okay,
Cole,
Cole's
go.
next.
Well, very aggressive. Okay. A trembling hand met a cold metal handle. Opening the glass door, she was met with an even more bland interior, white and blue walls, buzzing fluorescent lights, and the smell of ammonia. No wonder Nicole hated this place. It was so damn sterile. Elaine would go insane just being here. She winced a bit at the thought, knowing it was a bit insensitive considering the situation. She shook her head and went to the front desk, getting out her ID. Elaine Bristow with the Massachusetts Times, here for my interviews. Elaine was not met with words from the woman behind the desk, but dead eyes instead. The obviously tired and probably miserable secretary just looked at the ID, typed some things in the computer, and gestured toward an armed policeman standing next to the door. Elaine got the message and went over to the officer who was holding his hand out. Again, no words. What was with these people? She sighed and handed him her bag, and they went through the door to a metal detector and a table. The man groaned, and her bag was tossed onto the table, which made her flinch a bit. Knowing her expensive recorder was in there, Elaine successfully made it through the metal detector and simply watched as they rummaged through her bag carelessly. Crinkled papers, probably broken recorder. Go figure. And let's bring it back.
It's my turn now.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
Belongings in hand now, Elaine was led through what seemed like a labyrinth of hallways to a room that she probably knew hadn't seen the touch of a person in a long time. She went inside and was instructed to wait, which only made her nerves worse. There was a thick layer of dust on every surface, irritating her sinuses. She sat down and started setting up for the interview, looking over her recorder to make sure the policeman hadn't broken it. Perhaps the recorder wasn't broken this time, but she would definitely break after today. She knew that. There was no way she could wait longer than a few minutes without making a run for it. And never looking back. Go back to her apartment and keep writing those silly little reports like she always did. That was the safe way out. In an instant, cats and trees were no longer an option. The door creaked open, revealing the first interviewee. Braydan, you can read his name. That'd only be fair.
Okay. Elliot Conway. I had to do it with an accent.
You made it British! That's crazy!
Elliot Conway.
Now I hate him. Okay, am I taking this down now, or am I going to keep sharing the screen?
You can take it down for now. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyway.
I have thoughts.
Oh.
I have had...
Oh, you're loading for me.
I'm loading?
Yeah, your face isn't there.
Oh, no. This is...
Wait a minute.
That's unfair.
This is a moment in history. Is Cole finally the fuzzy one and not me?
Well, see, I'm the one recording, and for me, all three of us are still here and present, so I don't really...
Okay, that doesn't matter.
So if you don't care, then I'm gonna just... Okay. So I've had medical issues for a lot of my life, and I kind of am familiar with the icky feeling of going into like hospitals and stuff. So the way you set that up really, like, I was like, oh man, I know exactly what she means. Yep. The sterile stuff, and it's just like...
Chronic health issues unite. Mm-hmm. I hate hospitals.
And I'm just like... and it sucks too, because like, you have to be there, but like... The way, the detail that you used to set that up was just brilliant, and it actually created that ick feeling that I get. When I go to like a hospital and I get the sterile smell and like there's alcohol wipes or whatever everywhere, it's just like why can't things just not be clean? But no, I really loved your detail, and I think it's a great opening to a very interesting novel.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cry right now. Yeah, I really tried to set it up like really uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, that's how hospitals are for me, at least.
Yeah.
Just like the most sterile environment with like just soulless eyes through everyone.
And it's interesting, I think, the role of this person. Braydan, you're not going to get to talk. The role of this person is... It's like it seems like, I mean, they were a patient there. So it's like for them to go back with this entirely different role, interviewing people that may or may not have been like similar to her. It's very interesting to me, because I'm just like, she's gonna be looking at it through a different lens, but maybe she relates to these patients or something. And I just think that there's a lot that you can do with what you have set up so far, and I would be very interested and excited to see the world you create in this building, because there's a lot there.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'd like you to know that Braydan is frozen for me right now.
I haven't said anything.
You dabbed?
Actually,
Like, he's just stuck like this.
when did I do
You
that?
dabbed?
No,
Braydan!
looks like you did.
Hold on.
Braydan, I'm about to blur you out here in a minute.
Wait a minute. Hold on. First of all, if I did dab, which that's hearsay, by the way, that's hearsay. But if I did, what would be the problem with that? Huh?
It was
What would be
cringe
the problem
when
if I
it
just
was
hit
a
like
trend.
a
It was cringe
hit a
when it
little
was a
dab right
trend.
there?
You would just be cringe.
I mean,
Sorry,
that's
bud.
already my online persona, anyways. So I'm just like feeding into that.
It's mine too,
Do I
actually.
get it? Do I get a chance to talk now, please?
If you yank
Please.
to.
Just gonna ignore that. Joely, I know I've read this a couple of times, but this is the first time in a bit. Still really good. It's still really good. I really do love it. You're coming from a great lineage of some talented authors. I'm seeing hints of like John Grisham, Stephen King, James Patterson, like really talented thriller writers that are some like really talented thriller writers that are really good at atmosphere, really good at character building and development, and really good at just spinning a really interesting yarn that readers are really interested in following. I think this protagonist that you've developed is already an interesting person to follow. They're from their past, or we get hints at the past in these first few pages, and I'm always gonna like reporter characters. They always have some interesting things to do and say. Yeah. And but I don't know if I've mentioned this to you before, but now I'm just thinking that this narrative device of featuring the multiple interviewees, which I assume is like the almost like the structure frame of the movie, of the book going forward. Really strong way of like bringing characters and watching a really strong character like the protagonist just sparkle against everyone else. And I know that the British man Elliot is he's British now, I guess.
British.
I made him British, but I know he becomes an important person in this plot. So I just set it up in a very interesting way, and I know I probably speak for Cole when I say I'm looking forward to like what's happening next. Like I'm already invested in this world, I'm already invested in this character, and I'm already invested in the conversation that we haven't even heard a word from yet. So even though you write for a hobby, you're doing a lot of things right, and you should pat yourself on the back. So because I don't think a lot of like casual writers are able to do things like that without a lot of hard work and training, which I know you've written a lot, but I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
Stop.
I taught her a couple of things, so it's like watching my own son hit his first home run. Like it's so nice.
At T-ball at Little League.
Yeah. I mean, if you're able to hit a
And like
home
the
run off a
helmet is
tee,
like too big.
it's like Chicken Little, and it's like turns backwards or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm running in the opposite direction that I should be.
But I'm still so proud.
But like I'm going places.
Yeah. You're
That's all that
able
matters.
to. You're still walking without tripping. I mean, even if it is the wrong way,
Exactly.
it's fine.
I have some questions, if that's okay. So, well, okay. How far along into this novel are you beyond what we've seen today?
Like 2 or 3 chapters that aren't beta read, like stuff that I did at like 3 a.m.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
No, that's cool. That's awesome.
We're familiar with 3 a.m. stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's like my experience with like novels and like not screenwriting is like short stories. I'd love to do a novel, and I'm actually trying to figure that out. But I'd also like to ask why you chose the novel as your medium for this story.
I don't know. know. I just think it would be best suited as a novel.
Sure.
You know, I've written poems, short stories, vignettes. It's just, I just think it's best suited as a novel. And I actually played with the idea of making it maybe like journal entries or some other, you know, formatting.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it would be best suited as a novel, personally.
You were like playing with like almost like found footage, but with like notes, like journal
Yeah.
entry notes. That's cool. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
Epistolary.
Yeah.
They call it epistolary novels, where they're all like diary or
Yeah.
journal entries.
Yeah.
I knew it had a name. I just
Which I think that would be a smart way, especially because our protagonist is a journalist. So not only would it make sense in the world, but I think it would be a fun, like, almost environmental way to storytell and world build. Like, I don't know. There was a movie. Was it like 2 years now? Poor Things with Emma Stone. That was based on a novel. That was an epistolary novel. That was like journal entries and stuff. It's such a great way of like building lore and world that I think would serve this kind of environment pretty well. I think that's definitely something to play with, I would say.
Yeah.
I think I'll definitely play with it, because I think even just doing those kinds of things and not making it into a fully fledged book by itself, it helps me like really put myself in the character's shoes and figure out what they're facing internally, because that's what this is. It's psychological. So the internal is really what's being focused on. So I think I will make it, but it'll be eventually.
Yeah.
And even if not, I mean, it's still writing journal entries from your character's perspective is still just like a really good writing exercise. Even if you don't end up taking the novel in that route, it's a great way to get in their headspace. I've done it a couple of times with things I've written that are a bit longer form, of like what a character would say, and finding out how they write really helps figure out how they talk, which I think, especially in screenwriting, is something that many writers don't even think about until they start writing the script. But it's really important to know like what kind of dialect they use, what kind of turns of phrase would they know, and then that kind of all goes back into the headspace, the philosophy. So even if you don't end up making the novel like epistolary, it's invaluable way of getting words on paper and figuring things out by doing.
That's awesome.
And I will ask, since just for our benefit and maybe viewers at home, you don't have to give too much away. You don't have to tell the ending or anything, but maybe in a couple sentences tell us what the journey is from here. We've gotten into. Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it. Well, just a couple sentences of what's going to happen.
You know, her and her personal connection to this place. She may not have met these people before, but her going and digging into their brains and maybe even provoking them in their own way will lead to a lot of events happening. More than, you know, emotional events.
That is what a book is usually
Yeah.
following. Events
You told
happening.
me not to spoil anything.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Gives us kind of a direction that the events could take, I guess.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of really digging into Elaine's mind as things unfold, and like her guilt and her shame, and why it's there in the first place. And you know, like I feel like there's I'm not gonna say what happens or like why she's feeling that shame, but I think those things can be hard to write, but honestly I think it might even be one of the easier things to do, because there's so many possible reactions to trauma, you know? So even if you don't have the personal experience, you're probably hitting on the nose for a few people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think even if you don't have experience with some sort of emotion or trauma, there's definitely still value in trying to, and then, asking someone else or like doing research.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. This that kind of like goes in with what I like to think is, even if you don't have a personal experience with a certain kind of trauma, you've definitely felt something that, even if it's just like the seed of what has become a tree in someone else's life, you've still felt something, and you're able to pull from that and use it in a way to inform your own writing and inform these characters. It may not be the same, but I think we all have felt something that we can say that this is this. I've felt a little bit of something that may be like exemplified over here, but hardship and trauma is all kind of born from the same place. We all react to it differently, and definitely, if you'll still find an audience, even if it's like, if I'm like, oh, that's not how I would react, but there is someone out there who would, and that's kind of another thing of writing. Cole, zoom in, editor Cole, zoom in, folks at home. Don't laugh. The folks at home, just find your audience. Yeah, get real close. Find your audience. Okay, you're not writing for the masses. You're writing for yourself. You write for yourself first and foremost, and then people will come to you because they're like-minded individuals. Oh, I just looked at Cole and he's very creepy.
I
Okay,
can't
that's all I had to say.
That makes me so sad.
That's all I had to say, and that's good.
Oh my
life
god,
advice.
I can see him. I missed it.
Yeah, that's some paranormal
You're so
activity shit.
pixelated for me. This is like 2010 YouTube found footage.
That's kind of like the aesthetic of our show, anyways.
Yeah. I have.
Now.
Oh.
Go.
I have a question. I have another question. Being the pristine interviewer that I am.
Yeah, you got it.
I don't know how to ask it, though, is the problem. So I'm going to describe stuff, and then hopefully that'll help. So, when I'm writing, I picture, and I'm mostly screenwriter. Like I've dabbled in like short stories and whatnot, but mostly it's screenwriting. And so I end up visualizing the scene as part of my writing process. Do you have a similar way you go about that for a novel, or is it one thing where you dream an event and then it like goes onto the page, or like how does that work?
It's kind of the opposite. I'm not that good actually at world building, so I first think of what do I want the person to feel in this situation, and what around them would add to it. So I wanted Elaine to feel uncomfortable going into this institution, and to make that tenfold, you make it one of the most sterile environments, just old and creepy, just uncomfortable in general. And that's how I usually go about it. I'm like, what would make me uncomfortable in that situation, first of all? And then, it's not, stereotypes are a really good tool when writing. Like stereotypical mental hospital. Like really creepy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually how I go about it.
That's cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. But it's also like, you say you're terrible at world building, but that's also a great way to world build in my mind, because it's forcing you to constantly think about, well, what makes this interesting? How do I make this character feel this way? And that's honestly something I probably should work on myself. But I think that's a brilliant way to go about it, honestly.
Oh yeah. I have a question. Now?
Yes.
No, you first. You say.
I was literally
then
just trailing off.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll save you, Joely. You've mentioned. Don't laugh, Joely. You've mentioned that you have experience writing. I don't know why I said it like that. Poems, short stories, things of that nature. So more shorter form prose.
Mhm.
What did you learn from that in your experience writing that helped you kind of take the plunge in what would be like the holy grail of prose, writing a novel? Like, what did you do anything in trial and error in the short stories? Did you learn new ways to write when you were writing a poem? Like, what was that? Walk me through that.
Most definitely, yeah. Like all of what you said, yes. When you're writing short stories, a lot of the time it's more, let's go for the term bang for your buck. More happening, more emotionally, more physically, in a much shorter form. And I think once you really get that, and like you're able to convey those emotions in such a short form, it makes it so much easier to put it in a long form.
I have another question if Cole doesn't.
He's still dabbing, by the way.
I'm still dabbing? Okay, lovely.
You're disappointing me. Even though I don't see it, the fact that it most definitely happened is just upsetting to me. Editor Cole's gonna cut you out entirely if you don't quit.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare! You wouldn't.
Oh,
No balls. You wouldn't.
This is my show now.
So, Braydan, when you say no balls, it does force my hand to actually do it. So you might want
We're
to
not
take
gonna
that.
cut you from the
Triple
whole
dog
episode.
dare you right now.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Watch me, bro. Watch me. I'll do it. I will find a way.
That's just too much work. You wouldn't do that. That's so much work. Actually, no. I'm not gonna poke the bear anymore. I apologize. Editor Cole, I'm sorry. Editor Cole, I'm sorry.
He's gonna blur you out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Can
Anyway,
you put
about
like
right.
the black nudity bar over his face?
Editor Cole, you heard her.
That's a demand.
Okay.
It's a demand. The guest has
Yeah.
requested. Well, no, the guest has demanded that you do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the guest always gets one. But
Yeah.
Cole, do you have another question? Because I
What?
got something.
No, go for it.
All right. Joely, we've been friends for a while now, and one thing that I know about you is that you love music. And that is a very simplified version of that. You're majoring
Yeah.
now in music education, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you play, I know this. It starts with an E.
Mhm.
It's a horn.
Mhm.
Euphonium.
That's pretty much right.
What?
Hey!
What is
There
this?
we go.
Yeah.
Actually, what is it?
What is this
It's like a
mystical?
smaller tuba.
Oh, okay. Why didn't
What
they
is
just
it
call
actually
it
called?
small tuba?
Um.
Well, that sounds dumb, actually.
So it has a few names actually.
Okay.
It's called a tenor tuba. That's one. Of
Ah,
Okay.
them. So just a tiny tuba.
Cool.
tiny
Um,
tuba.
And then there's a couple variations of it, like the baritone. But euphonium is what a lot of classical musicians use.
Okay. That's
I was
awesome.
close.
I have a lot of
I was
respect
close.
for classical musicians because in most cases they're playing along with a large team once they kind of get the hang of their instrument. And I'm trying to resume dabbling in guitar, and it's like I cannot do it with like 4 people. So I think. And I don't know what your skill level is at, but I mean, if that's your major, I imagine you're going to be... Okay, so then you're pretty good then. But I have respect for classical musicians for...
I mean, I'm no
several
like,
reasons.
world-class musician. But I've made it this far in college.
Maybe you'll become world-class musician. I mean, I've had a stroke.
I mean, that's the
musician.
hope.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But on top of that, you also sing opera at your college.
I'm an
Is
opera
that
singer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we'll ask about that later. But I say all that to
Okay.
say there's been research done that links the emotional development throughout a song and music in the same way how a writer is able to spin a yarn and create uh, emotional responses in an audience. There is a direct link and a direct correlation between the two. So, since that you're pretty much your whole world at college and like what you would assume like what the hope would be for your job is built around music. You're like in this world, you're breathing this air. How has that been able to impact your writing abilities? How is that? Are you able to draw anything from that, from music, into your writing?
Of course. They're like so closely connected. So, for my particular instrument and my instrument grouping, we are expected a lot to play in group settings, and so that's what a lot of us are good at. However, in our private lessons, we focus solely on solo playing. So, it's great to be able to play with other people, but it's I think even more beneficial to that to be able to create your own story within a piece of music by yourself. And that's one of the exercises we do actually in my lessons. For my senior recital, I'll be playing a piece, and a lot of music, the writers of it will, put in dynamics or tempo for you. But I've been given a Bach piece that has nothing. It's a clean, and I'm told do what you want, and that's hard as a musician to just do whatever you want. It's so awful. Like, I love following directions. Don't give me a blank piece of paper. And so you're told to, especially as someone who plays tuba and euphonium, it's viewed as one of the like boring instruments that's like not good at solo playing or something, which it is. Don't listen to stupid people, okay? Tuba's the best instrument. Anyway, we're viewed as not good at solo work. And so we are so pushed to be able to really make a piece of music sing, And once you're able to start successfully making your own musical choices and putting that into the music, it makes it so much easier to do it in something like writing. Making those emotional choices by yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I imagine,
yeah, that's my spiel.
Imagine it's probably a challenge coming up with something solo and like keeping it unique amongst like all the other peers that you have doing that. I can't imagine writing music. I don't know how to do any of that. So, but it's pretty impressive and really cool. I always respect somebody that can kind of get into that. Would you consider or are you considering more than one instrument, or are you gonna stick with this one until you're like?
Oh, I play more than one instrument. Yeah.
Oh. So you're like okay, so you're just better. Okay, got it. That's awesome.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Joely, go ahead and list them off.
Yeah.
List them off.
Oh my god. Piano, oboe, flute.
Okay.
I can do some saxophone. I play banjo, bass guitar.
Oh.
I played around a little bit with violin. I'll be learning organ, so I already have a basis for that though.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, there's probably other ones. I have a dulcimer that I play on. That's a traditional Scottish instrument. I feel like I'm forgetting one, but that's most of it.
Wow. Is there any one instrument that is kind of like a foundation for the others, or are they all just very different?
They're all different.
Very different.
But once you learn one, and then you start branching out to other ones, once you learn one, it's so much easier to learn another.
Okay.
There are principles that you're able to. There are principles you're able to build off of. Yeah.
The hardest thing is to learn how to actually play that instrument. Like embouchure wise and like your air. But it's once you learn the foundational stuff, it's so much easier to play another instrument.
Oh, cool.
Interesting.
That is very interesting.
Yeah. it seems like I have a lot of free time, but I don't.
I would believe that, being that you're playing like 15 different instruments.
It's just for funsies, you know?
Yeah, dude, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
Of course.
Is there another one that you're itching to learn, or are you pretty content with what you've got right now?
And I'm wanting to learn, you said?
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually. I would... Oh my gosh. It's just like, I've never even thought about that, because I just do them, you know?
Oh, so it's not like
I
you
think-
think about it, you just kind of, it just naturally occurs?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, especially because I'm given the resources for it at my university. So if I want to go learn another instrument, all I have to do is sign up.
Okay. That's
And it's
fair.
given to me, you know?
That's really cool, actually.
So I was like, I want to learn how to play flute, and then I was playing the flute the next day. Wait, not like that. Just ripping it.
That's crazy. Wow.
I think I would like to learn how to play cello. I think it's pretty.
That's cool.
But yeah,
That'd be
like
really cool.
I like to branch out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to see you play the cello. I mean, like, I'd like to see
It
it.
is not that big compared to me. Don't make me seem like I'm 3 feet tall, okay?
Well, also, you stand next to it, don't you? Like, it's more like this. Like,
No, you're thinking of the bass.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Cello, you're seated.
Cello's the. I don't know.
Yeah, no, yeah, you got it.
A little bit
It's the
It's smaller one, yeah.
it's this.
It's the cello. Best instrument ever.
Wow.
Yeah, I do music. That's the gist.
Hell yeah. We stand musicians.
Yeah, yeah, you
That's
got
my
it.
reaction too, actually.
You know what this calls for? A dab. There we go.
No, my camera just got fixed. Don't do that. You're gonna jinx it. I don't need to have a freeze frame of you doing this.
So, audience, some breaking news. Braydan's been fired. He's been let go from the show. He will no longer be. Oh, he will no longer be running the Instagram. I will be taking over those duties. My Photoshop's still
Help me, audience. Put me in the.
Oh, yep. See, he's gone. He's gone. I will be taking over thumbnails.
Audience, please wait.
Yep. Nope. Our crew is currently drowning him.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's totally fine. His well-being is. Don't even question it.
Just for anybody watching, he's not in the back of a band currently. I can promise you that.
Yep.
I'm definitely in the back of the van.
Yeah. Those.
Oh my god.
Those shits better put the bag over his head. No, it's just...
See, he's not in the back of a band.
Yeah, no, he's fine. For now.
That never happened.
They definitely didn't teach me a lesson. But anyway, Joely, now that we've talked a bit about your book and some other things, do you have any questions for us about it? You're on the writing journey and you're going along for the ride. Do you have anything that you want to bring to us?
How to do writing. That sounds like a WikiHow article.
How to write.
That's step 1.
I'm
Become literate.
gonna just send you
That would
Chat
be step
GPT. How to write. And then just.
But it's like you don't know how to write, so you can't even get to that point.
You're just illiterate. It's just...
It's like the iPad kids. They just use text to speech.
Oh my gosh.
That's true.
What a sad reality.
We write an entire book just speech to text right now.
Oh. That's just...
That'd be
That's
torture,
just sad.
actually. Don't do that.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be terrible.
I can't imagine.
Brayden is a certified iPad kid, actually.
Wait, what year were you born?
What?
I mean, look at him.
Brayden, what year were you born?
I was born in 2003. She's younger than me. What are we talking about?
Huh.
No, I'm not.
Well, I'm
Oh,
2002.
okay, never mind.
So, you're only a
I'm
year younger.
no, I'm old.
Don't lie. You're on the internet. You can't lie.
I'm old.
That's an understood rule. You're not allowed to lie on the internet. So, go ahead.
I can see anything I want. Okay.
That is true. There's nothing
I'll
we
go
can
on
do
Twitter
about it.
right now and slander you. Sue me for libel.
Been doing that already.
Not again.
Been doing that.
It's my 5th time
First
canceling it.
infant murder, now this? Oh no.
She's not gonna understand.
Yeah,
Cole, she's not gonna
and
understand.
I'm not
the
gonna
context.
explain it. I'm not gonna explain it either.
Okay.
I don't know the context, but it makes complete sense.
Yeah, it's almost
I
literal.
don't even need to know the context. Almost?
Almost.
Do we have something we need to talk
No.
about later?
No.
And here's the corpse.
I'm here for you.
Back to the question. Back to the question before.
Not the question.
Yeah, what was the question? I cannot...
The
What,
infanticide
Cole?
kind of made me forget.
Oh, the question that you asked us. Oh yeah.
I asked Joely. Joely, do you have anything for us?
Yeah.
That you've been workshopping in this novel and want some assistance on?
I just have so much trouble getting the right words. Like, words that actually capture what I'm trying to say. And even in what I read you, there's still words in there that I'm like, no, not quite right. But it doesn't work to just, like, pull out a thesaurus, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know anyone who has a physical thesaurus anymore.
That'd be crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, like, start going through it.
No, my grandma has, like, a 100 book, like, collection of just information A to Z.
Oh, I'd believe it.
Like,
I've
just
met her,
like
I'd
the
believe
biggest
it.
encyclopedia you can think of. I think I should start reading that. That's gonna be my bucket list item.
Oh, yeah. Get through the whole thing.
Man,
Learn all
will,
of human history.
You will hate life so
I'm
much.
on
if you
Abraham
can-
Lincoln right now.
Oh no. Yeah. I think a lot of times what I do.
Yeah, I just have so much trouble.
Like with writer's block in particular, when I can't think of how to describe like an action or just describe where I'm at or invoke a feeling, I just have to kind of you have to get into a space where you're like easily able to just think about it. For me, it's like I pop in my earbuds and listen to music while I pace around. And Brayden's well, I can't say pacer, that's a basketball team. He paces too though. Based on what I've seen. But it's all about like
Certified pacer.
yeah, it's a
Certified paper.
it's all about like the headspace. I feel like you have to create a space in your head where it's like everything comes natural and easy, and it might take you being in that space for like 3 hours before you get it, but sometimes that's what it takes, at least in my experience. Brayden?
Oh, yeah. And this is something that I would say to any writer is don't sweat the small stuff too much. Words on paper.
Are we zooming in on him
just-
again?
No, we're not zooming anymore. Words
Yeah, we
on
are.
paper are just words on paper, and okay.
I'm listening.
Scarily good lighting.
Don't
Like
I
a
look
Robert-
great?
Like a Robert Eggers frame right there.
There's a halo in the corner.
My face.
Words on paper are just
Blue-eyed
okay. Look,
stare.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to spit here. Okay, I'm trying to spit here for a second. Let me
Spit some bars, go ahead.
You can spit while we watch.
let me.
Tua.
Don't pump that.
Oh, okay. Hey, you just ruined it.
Tui.
You're gonna get onto me for jabbing, but you're not gonna get onto him for that shit.
He didn't dab.
God damn it. God damn
It's
it.
not the same.
Okay. as I was saying, um, I think a lot of writers, especially when they're starting out or tackling something completely new and out of their something that they're not familiar with, like writing a novel for the first time, is they have an idea of what it looks like, they have an idea of what it sounds like, and they're not able to get it across in their liking. And I think part of that is the way that the school system has ingrained using every word to your advantage. There's a book that my mom made me read or made me talk about, Read Aside, which is like over analyzing novels to the point where reading no longer becomes fun, or that writers get a poor notion of what writing is actually like. And yeah, writing is like that, and like having subtext and like creating a visual language. Like I'm always picturing the in The Great Gatsby, the green light like means something. It's like, yeah, but that's not the important part. The important part is creating really great characters, creating really great emotions, creating a story that we want to follow. Those are the really important stuff. And then, as you've got all that in your head, all those other stuff will just fall into place naturally. And that may take a couple of writes. That may take you going through it over and over again. We were reading it tonight, and you were saying that you were not liking some of the things that you were hearing. Did you think of any alternatives as we were going through it? Did something pop in your head immediately? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of space and a little bit of time, and then you come back to it fresh and new, and it's like, oh, I think I understand it now. It's the continual development of ideas in the back of your brain and your unconscious mind that I think is where the real magic happens. Going back to it after a while and just like top to bottom rewriting. Sometimes there's an exercise that Taika Waititi has talked about in the past, and I don't think it's necessarily like, it's a bit much, and I don't think this is something that you would need to do, but an exercise he would do is he would write a script, like start front to finish, and then leave it for a month or two. Then after that time had passed, he'd come back, not looking at the document that he wrote, and write it all again. And the idea is, in your unconscious mind, you will have removed all the fluff. You would have come up with the right thing to say just while it's running in the back of your brain, because you're not going to forget about it. You're not going to forget if it's really something worthwhile. You're not going to forget about it. And so it may change completely from what you wrote a couple months ago, but it may be better. And then you can like pull up the two and compare and be like, well, I kind of like this, but I like this. You can maybe mix the two, or it's like, this is way better than this. Or, I mean, I spent 2 months just thinking of dog shit, and I need to go back to the other thing. That's fine, but it's an exercise in in creating and engineering your brain to be your own editor. And I think that's an undervalued skill. Is like, I mean, when I'm writing stuff, I come up with things halfway through when a script, and I'm like, I should have been doing this from the beginning. That happens like all the time. I can guarantee you all of the really great symbols and all the really great details and all the really great nuggets of dialogue and everything is going to come in like a fourth draft. I doubt anything that good is going to survive months and months of rewrites. It's something that happens spontaneously. So all that to say, it's not something to stress about. That's something, those kind of things just come naturally as you progress. And when you force it, you've probably seen a movie or read a book where there was just an element that was just like, they're trying way too hard to make this come across in a natural way. That's always really obvious. The best things are when they just kind of flow in the natural and almost fade in the background and then come up. So like the really great turns of phrase, the really great descriptions that maybe Ernest Hemingway does in a novel. It's like, it's all like, it seems so...
I love that guy.
Yeah. It all seems so careless and natural, but that takes years of practice and dedication and rewriting, and getting down to the essence. So it may not be the easiest thing in the world, and that's definitely not like plug and play advice, but don't sweat the small stuff. Make sure you have a really great story on your hands, which I think Cole and I both believe you do. you have some really great stuff, great characters, a great world, and then just go for it. Just go where the words take you.
I always find
Go-
my 3 a.m. ramblings always end up being best.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's where the shower thoughts
I did-
come
Yeah.
in.
I actually wanted to ask you, Cole. So, like, Brayden and I, we went to high school together,
Oh.
and
That's
we
true.
did theater together for a year.
Oh, he did. I don't know if you knew that. He doesn't need to know that.
Why?
Okay.
He doesn't know you were a theater kid?
Did you know that, Cole?
You might have
Okay.
briefly mentioned it. Might
I
have.
may have briefly mentioned it.
Oh yeah, because we talked about
I
like
have a
Into the
folder of
Woods.
photos.
I was never in Into the Woods. What did you say, Joely?
No, we
No, they-
What did you say?
we trash talked Into the Woods for like an hour.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We did do that.
Because we both. I
That's
hated
true.
the movie, and then you told me there was a play, and you were like, "Yeah, it's awful too."
It sucks.
But yes,
I'll
I
die
also
on that
hate
hill.
Into the Woods.
yeah.
I'll die. Okay, good. I'll die on that hill. That
He'll
shit
die on
sucks.
that hill, yeah.
That shit sucks.
Oh my lord. That's
But
not- that's
go
not
ahead
good
with
for you.
your-
But yes, go ahead.
Your
But,
question.
I take it that you were not a theater kid?
That is correct. I have.
You don't give theater kid.
Yeah, I took a playwriting class, and I hated that professor. It showed because I wrote scripts that I knew that professor would hate, but I followed the rubric to a T so that there was nothing that professor could do about it. So they had to give me a good grade. But yeah, no, I was not a theater kid.
Well, now you know Brayden was. And I have lots of embarrassing photos. You know, if you want them under the table, he doesn't have to know about it.
Yeah,
He's gonna
please.
sneak them into the edit, Joely. He's gonna sneak them into the
Yes,
edit.
please.
Oh, buddy, you gave me the password to our Instagram page.
Oh, no. Oh,
He's gonna
no.
be shit posting.
Oh my god, dude. This is
But,
is gonna be great.
I was gonna say, you know, because I act on stage, and I actually wanted you guys' opinion. Do you think it's harder to act in front of the camera or do live acting?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. Oh, man.
Gotta use
I do
your
have an
lingo for this
answer.
one.
I do have an answer.
You go ahead, I'm gonna think.
But if Cole has to think. Okay. So, I think acting for the screen and acting for the stage kind of depends on what you're good at as an actor. I think some people are just really natural, born to be on the stage, and some people are just like built for the screen. People who are really good at subtlety, like playing a glance off and having a billion different interpretations of it, that's what the screen is built for. When you're, and I know our theater director said this, but like when you're on the stage, you're playing to the back row. You're not just playing to the front people. Like you have to almost overact in order to get everything across to the people that are in the back who maybe can't hear you, can't see your face. Like you can't do all these like really super subtle things because they're not going to see it. So people who are like really just naturally boisterous, people who are just have like who can project to the back, who are really good
Are you
at
calling me
playing up a-
boisterous?
well, yeah. They're just like naturally born to be on the stage, and that's like what they're really good at. But people who are
I just got
maybe
absolutely doxed.
people who are maybe not
never gonna
as people who aren't so good
I'm
at that
gonna
kind of
cry
stuff are better for the screen. And I think there's something about endurance in both elements. Like if you're gonna be on a 12-hour film set, like you got to be prepared to act your butt off in all 12 hours. But when you're on the stage and you're doing like 2 months of rehearsal for an hour and a half, 2-hour live production that you can't like fib or make a mistake, like
Yeah.
you got to be built for that. So it kind of just depends on where you gravitate, what's your natural skill set. And so, because I would meet people that are like, stage is so easy, screen is so hard, and people say the opposite. So, I mean, kind of just, it depends. It's the really dumb answer, but it depends.
So
Do you have an answer yet, Cole?
I do technically have an answer. I have never acted on a theater stage. The closest I can say is I took a directing actors class several years ago, and for some reason, God knows why, they drafted me to act in front of the class, despite it being like half actors and half directors, and they knew I was a director. And I've acted in front of the camera, and I've acted in front of 30-ish people, I want to say, and I could not take notes while acting in front of this class. I was so stage fright, like I could not handle it. But like when it's like a crew of like, maybe there's like 4 or 5 people in the room at once, and like the rest of the crew's like off doing whatever, and it's more like a conversation rather than just like so many people staring at you. I think I'm able to stay more relaxed and take notes and act better. But that's also just me having like a social anxiety thing and less of my acting ability, I think. So that's my answer to that question.
I think acting and like theater are one of the best ways to get over social anxiety.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that to other people.
I could never. Like, if I didn't do just that year of theater, now I had already been a band kid. I think that does count for something. If I
Yeah,
had
she's
not
like the
done that year
trifecta
theater-
of really nerdy shit.
Yeah. Listen, I can't help it.
I talked about Devil May Cry
I
on
think
the show.
I would have had a
so-
much harder time.
Mm.
I think I would have had a much harder time going into an opera, that kind of stage, because I will die on the hill that for us Americans, opera will always be harder than musical theater.
Oh yeah,
It
I
just
don't think
is.
there's anyone doubting that.
Because I've done my first one that I ever did, and you know, at the time I did not think that I was a good musician or a good singer. So my freshman year of college, I got casted in a lead for this opera. It was a Mozart opera, but we did it in English, and it was kind of the deep end, but I had already had some sort of experience on stage. But it's so hard. Also, you know, Mozart makes dick jokes in his operas. I just like to tell that to people.
Yeah, everyone needs to know that.
Yeah. I can see the gears turning. Yep.
Well, I'm just confused. I thought opera was just like, oh, like is it?
Oh no, there's so much
Oh,
happening.
he's
See,
so
I
It's
don't,
either-
I don't know anything about opera.
Opera has 2 ends. Over here, you have the opera where literally nothing happens. And they're just singing about that they're sad for like 10 minutes straight.
Okay, cool.
And then you have
Yeah.
this end where everything happens all the time.
Okay.
And it's just chaos.
Okay.
This Mozart opera was a little bit more on the everything all at once.
Okay.
But it was a lot. And then the next year, we decided to do a Puccini opera, which is notoriously hard, all in Italian. And you know, it's especially hard, I think, again, opera is going to be the hardest for Americans, because there's no reprieve. Especially in that kind of opera, there's no libretto, which is just spoken word. It's all singing, all music all the time. You may have a few seconds of reprieve, but other than that, you're constantly going and constantly moving through action and singing in another language. And then when you're singing in that other language, you have to learn the inflection of that language. And so I'll just say opera is awesome and everyone should like it. I don't care if you don't like opera. You're going to.
You heard it, folks.
That's
Like opera,
Breezy.
or Joely will come to your house.
How breathe?
I'll kill you.
How
Mm.
how airflow?
How breathe?
How
How sing? How speak?
But yeah, I have acted in front of a camera very briefly before. But a lot of what I do is live acting, and especially in operas like that, where it's just everything all the time. It's so hard in front of 600 people at least. But there is a give to operas in a different language. You can just make some words up, and if you're good at that,
do you actually
nobody
do that?
will know.
That's so funny.
Oh yeah,
That's amazing.
In my rehearsals, people forget words all the time, especially in another language.
Fair.
And so especially if you've studied Italian or German or whatever language you're singing in, it's so easy to just come up with syllables. There was one rehearsal, especially for this last opera I did, and I was a lead male role. I was in breeches, and I was quite a handsome man, might I add.
I
Hell
believe
yeah.
it.
And I'm ashamed of it, and the director got on my ass, but I completely forgot all the words. And he knew. And he didn't say anything until we got notes after the rehearsal. And he was like, "You pulled it off, but don't ever fucking do that again." And I'm like, "Sure, yes, sir." Swear I almost cried right then and there.
Oh yeah, I would have broken down immediately.
Yeah. I don't like directors that
But
are
yeah,
mean like that.
He's not even just a mean person. He's just, well, one, he's got the tism, like on such a high level, but like musically in a high level.
Okay.
I see.
Like he's so musical minded all the time,
Okay.
and that can be a good and a bad thing. But that also means he's a little hard to get along with socially sometimes.
Yeah.
If you're not talking about music.
Fair.
I don't know anyone
And
like
so
that.
I just he's not mean, and I really like him, but oh my god, he's scary sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to make that man mad.
I imagine not.
But yeah, like, plenty of people all the time forget syllables. You just make them up.
That's very interesting.
Once you're good at it, you're good at it, and nobody can
Uh.
tell.
I guess it's like
And
like
that's
an
one of the
instrument.
advantages.
I guess it's like an instrument, I guess, because it's just like you just fill it in with
yeah.
whatever you can remember that makes it work. That's kind of interesting, actually. That's really cool. You're very musically talented.
And like, we're not expected to be perfect all the time either. Especially in these like full run-throughs of rehearsal, because you know we rehearse the opera for at least 6 months, and then the 2 weeks before we have 6-hour-long rehearsals every single day. One, that is hell on the voice. You just get so tired.
Yeah.
Two, you will know your damn words by the end of it. Like, if you didn't before, you do now. But it's like,
True.
it's so exhausting.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah. That part of like
I would like to say, though, I'm a musical hater. I don't like musicals. I hate
You're a
them.
musical hater? Oh god.
I'm a musical hater.
you and me both.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
And
It's so awful.
Yep.
and me too.
Don't lie to us.
And me too.
No,
You're so fitting in right
you
now.
have tried to talk me into watching musicals 2 or 3
I'm glad
times.
Kaylee doesn't watch these shows. Kaylee, my girlfriend, I'm glad she doesn't watch these because she would murder me if I said that.
Taylor, I said you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. I'll text her right now.
When did this become not the writer's room, but the we hate Braydan and shit on him actively in his face room?
I've never
As
respected
soon as I
you.
logged on.
This is episode 18. I've never respected you.
That was so raw. That was raw. Yeah, that went cocked and loaded, dude. He was just waiting for an opportunity. I never respected. Jeez, okay.
As soon
Tell
as
me
I
how
get
you
the
really feel.
opportunity.
We should do a write-off now. We have a feud going on. We do like a writer-off somehow. I don't know how that would work, but
This is the second guest episode in a row where it just devolved into mudslinging between us.
well, yeah, because last guest episode it was my buddy, and so you guys kind of.
And it turned into couples therapy.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Halfway
Oh my
through.
god. That was crazy. But yes.
See, this is why you watch the show, because we're doing some really groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah.
Is that the word you're gonna use?
Yeah.
I don't have that
Okay.
much of an ego, so
Spell
I'm
that
going to
for
say
me.
we're trying to do good.
We're what?
We're just trying to do
Spell
good.
groundbreaking right now.
Fuck.
I don't know. I don't know if I should continue the bit or really just prove my intelligence so the people don't think I'm dumb as rocks.
Dude, that's already my character.
Brayden can't spell. Brayden can't spell.
Keeping in theme, I guess. Keeping in theme.
I've known you for how long? Like, at least 5 years.
Yeah. Longer, probably.
Brayden can't spell.
Damn.
I'm putting my hand on the good book right now.
Damn.
Oh, don't you dare.
Damn. Damn.
You get your hands off. You get your hand off that right now.
Oh, all the credibility.
You get your hands off the Magic Treehouse right now.
Every lecture that you've given to the audience and I, it's just all the credibility's just left.
Don't discredit my lectures.
He's actually
all I
reading a
have.
script written by ChatGPT.
Oh, that would be a That would be a twist for
That
sure.
would be a twist. It's just AI, right? Like, because I'm sharing the screen, but it's AI writing all of the scripts.
And then it's just like cut to the credits directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Mhm. Oh my gosh.
I agree.
Tickled him real good.
Yeah, it happens.
It's always funny when I make fun of you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
5
like
years.
my job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does it to me too. He's actually really mean, and I'm being held at gunpoint.
Huh.
I've learned that
exactly.
Huh.
I've learned I don't respond and egg her on.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna stay silent.
If it helps, I bullied him when we had the same job back a year ago. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Imagine having a job.
I do now.
What are you, losing?
Yeah.
Boring.
Man.
I'm broke and I'm proud.
Same at this
You
point.
should be something.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We all work in the arts.
True.
We don't
Yeah.
have money.
Yeah.
Yeah, who
Come
are we
on.
kidding?
Yeah.
Who are we kidding?
Yeah. Yeah. It's.
A
But I mean,
stable income?
yeah,
Never heard of her.
Yeah.
True. I mean, but I did threaten your life on a daily basis back when we worked together. That.
Yeah.
I was like, do that right or I'll kill you.
Funny enough, I also do that to him.
Oh, awesome! This
Yeah.
is great. This is
It's
good.
like
news.
this is again turning into therapy. I guess I just seek out those personalities because I have no self-worth in my own life.
Because of your trauma.
Yeah.
Because
I
of the
beat you as a
trauma.
child.
You look like
You
you
beat
got
me as a
beaten
child. A 1-year-old came and beat me as a child.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
And my wife beat her.
And a negative 1-year-old joined him. Together they
Yeah.
beat me as a child.
You know, the way you talk and everything, it gives the aura of a much taller man.
I'm 6'4".
See? That's where you need to be getting from. He's acting like he's 6'4".
Yeah. Bro's a little.
I can see the hurt in his eyes. There's tears. You look like you read with your finger.
Oh shit!
First of all, it's taking every bone in my body not to be not to be ableist right now.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Does he strain his eyes too? Does he
Yeah.
like?
But look at these things. Look at these. What do you mean?
Don't
What are we talking about?
you pick those?
Those have like blue
out,
light
though?
glasses.
Huh?
Wow, I have a reflection, I've realized. That's crazy.
I just have this, like, tunnel of light.
Yeah,
I look
Yeah.
shiny. Like, I can't
It's
even
like-
see my forehead on my screen.
yeah, you're like glistening. It's great.
Yeah. Very heavenly. It's like
It's my
the
pure aura.
it's like the end of The Lighthouse when Robert Pattinson looks in the direct face of God in the lighthouse.
Meanwhile, I'm.
It's like when I stare in the sun.
Yeah.
That's what this looks like. Like, on my end, I don't know how it looks for you guys. I just don't have a forehead.
I actually, on my end, it's very clear. There's just like a little glare in the top left, so it's actually not terrible. So it's working.
I have, like, a halo, too.
Yeah, I see it.
It's nice.
It's like in a video game where they, like, brag about the really good lighting and sun glare, and then you're just blind the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the true
Yeah.
gaming experience.
Jeez.
I love not being able to see. I mean, that's what really takes it to the next level.
hmm
It's just not being able to see what I'm doing.
Added realism. It's the added realism. If I'm staring in the actual sun, I wouldn't be able to see anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I have the blue-eyed stare anyway. I'm like this when I go outside. I can't. It hurts.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I think
Yeah. No.
it's about time to wrap things up.
It's about that time.
I'll go ahead and give you the opportunity to get your last few punches in.
My last
before we-
words. Are you gonna kill me? I'm making a bet right now. This is gonna get 10 trillion views, or at least 8.
All right.
There's 8.
You know,
total?
I know that's a wide range, but like
Somewhere in between there,
Yeah.
probably.
it's a feeling. At
I would've-
least 3.
I would believe that too.
Several times.
But
over the
I'm
US
giving
I'm
you
gonna put this
guys-
video on a QR code and plaster it all over your school.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. This is good. This
Mhm.
is great. Yeah.
Anyway.
This is good news.
But I know y'all have stressful lives, busy lives. So if y'all want to just take some more stress out on me, because I know this is all just projection onto me.
Thanks. I needed that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. You.
Cole, would you
Do you want to turn, pointing and laughing?
I'm just.
go ahead, buddy?
Well, I'm concocting a roast. You look like you were trying to be emo, but like couldn't commit to like the black hair, so you just kind of like quit.
It's crazy. And the great thing is, I can't tell if you're talking about me or him.
Oh,
That's really funny.
there we
You
go.
know what? Now I'm not gonna.
Layers.
I'm not gonna reveal. No.
Well, Joely, thank you for
Man,
coming.
this
I
is
am
Thank you.
hurt
severely hurt.
Good.
Next episode will just be me recording my therapy session, unpacking all of this.
So how are you feeling today?
Not great.
now. You
they
carry
all-
around like a tape recorder and like you play back each part.
just
keep
like
crying to it.
someone I know in a certain book that we hope to see really soon.
True. Actually, big true.
Yeah, I find a way that I'll bring it back together. So, folks,
Yes.
if you like Joely, if you like this, down in the comment section and hit the like. Don't laugh at me, Joely, because I have to do this.
Can
We are
you-
contractually obligated
If
to do
we
this.
get
Actually,
at least
you know what?
10
You know what?
likes,
You know what?
I'll come
You know
back
what?
against his will.
You know what, Cole? I'm actually gonna make the guest do it.
Wait.
Guest do all the YouTube spiel. Go for it.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. All right,
Like
cool.
and
We.
subscribe.
Okay.
I don't do it like that. I don't
Take-
do it
take
like
three?
that. I don't.
I'm Braydan. If you like the writer's room, leave a comment.
Oh,
Am I
man.
on point?
No, you're not on
I
point.
mean,
But I mean, that's what we have to say.
You're
but
saying
that's
the
not how I do
dialogue,
it.
but the emotions are a little. I don't know. Leave a like or don't. I don't care. You can subscribe or you can
I
fuck
kinda
off.
care,
Whatever.
Hold on now.
The like goal is 10. 10 likes and I
10
come back.
10 likes.
And I'll be in Brayden's
yeah.
camera. I'll be in his house.
Okay. Brayden will be put into severe danger if you get 10 likes. I'll
Okay.
make sure that there's some tools involved to help out with this endeavor.
A bunch of burner accounts. I already foresee it. I can.
My 15 other like fake accounts that I use for like free trials.
Perfect. But yes, we will be back. Wait. What is this? Is Saturday.
This is Saturday.
We'll be back Wednesday with our feature film script. We will be
back to the beat sheet.
Picking up with the beat
Back to the
sheet.
beat sheet.
Specifically, I think we'll be getting into story elements because we plan to work out character personalities off camera. I still haven't named our character yet from last Wednesday. I'm having trouble. Names suck.
Richard.
Joely, Asian lady name, go.
Agent Lady?
No.
Asian lady name, go.
Okay, it can't just be Asian.
Chinese.
Though. Chinese.
Chinese. That's right. Chinese name.
I feel like I'm
Go.
writing a very thin line here of not being racist or something. I feel
That's
like
what
I'm
we do
being
always.
Dude, yeah. Here's the thing: is the meanings are legit that we saw on that website. So we actually do have to. I have to like really take some time and like get into all that.
Yeah, no, there's actual research to do.
I hate naming people.
I thought you said Agent Lady, like a secret agent or something, and I'm like,
Well, then I would have
I don't
already had the
know.
name Agent Lady.
Exactly.
I mean,
Agent Lady.
that's not much better than Hot Woman. I mean, you remember
Hot
that?
hot woman name right now.
Hot woman.
Oh, that's already a thing. Don't worry.
Hot agent
What
woman
was it?
Asian lady.
No, we had a character named Hot Woman Esquire in a script.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I met her last
Cole
Tuesday.
doesn't
right now.
even remember. Cole doesn't even remember.
I don't remember this. Oh.
There it goes. There he goes.
I forgot about that one. Okay. Okay, we do actually have to wrap up. So.
Yep.
Thank you again for coming on.
Thanks, Joely. That was fun.
If y'all have ideas for
Even though
guests,
y'all
types of
bullied
guests
me.
you want, ideas for scripts, yada yada yada. We've already kind of said this. I'm gonna shut up now. Bye, everybody.
Let's just bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.